Hey everyone, this is my topic tonight. There will be two parts of my topic show tonight. The first one is refer to the Chinese language, and the second part is refer to some sentences they can be used if you're meeting some of your customer maybe who coming from the China. Okay, we just start from the very first part, the Chinese language history. Well, the Chinese language history, the Chinese word have a very long history, almost over 4,000 years. And in this history, it formed two kinds. One is the writing style, another one is the oral style. There are more than 35 kinds of writing Chinese, and there are more than 132 kinds of oral Chinese, like the Guangdongese, Fujianese, typical Chinese, Mongolian Chinese, whatever, blah blah. There are over 100 ones. Well, see the words here, they are all the Chinese, and the meaning of the first line is called the People's Bank of China. Is the biggest bank in China now. And the first line is be writing down the simplified Chinese words. The second line, this one is the longest one, but this is also be used public in China, especially in Tibetan languages. The first one is the typical Chinese, the second one is the Tibetan one. And this one, if some of our tour guides know some knowledge about the Middle East, or you are familiar with the Turkestan and their history and culture, and you maybe see their writings similarity. The name is called Uyghur, or the Turkestan kind of the Chinese writing languages. And this one, because the race in this place, they living near the Thailand, Burma, Laos, or the Vietnamese, so their word sounds like them too. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce this word, but that's the typical name for this kind of language. The last one is the Mongolian one. Yeah, this is the Mongolian Chinese way to writing down. So you see, China's words have a different kind of differences. In ancient times, especially in Qing dynasty, if one emperor died and he announced one of his sons become the next generation ruler, his hermitage will be writing down in the typical Chinese, Tibetan Chinese, Uyghur Chinese, and Mongolian Chinese. These four kinds, not only in Chinese. Even till the Chinese currency, the Chinese money, they be printed in these five kind of language on the surface of their money. And this is the addition about the different kind of the Chinese paper money. That's the 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2, and $5. The characters displayed here are the different races in China. There's over 56 kind of different races among the China mainland. Like the gentleman here, actually he's not a Han Chinese, he's a Mandarin Chinese. And the lady here, this Chinese Korean, Chinese Thailand, Chinese Burma, Chinese Malaysia, Chinese Turkestan. The gentleman with a long beard, that's Chinese Muslim. And the lady beside him, that's Chinese Tibetan. This is a $10 Chinese yuan. The young man is typically the Chinese, and the Han Chinese, and the older man just behind him, that's Mongolian. That's Mongolian Chinese people. Normally, the Han Chinese people, they living in the middle part of China, but the Mandarin Chinese, they living in the east north side of China. That's the difference. So you can see the different kind of the race in China. Now we're just talking about something about the typical writing Chinese, like I repeat, because 10 minutes I cannot just give you a very, very detailed introduction about the how's going on and what's the history, but I just pick up something maybe helpful to everyone to briefly understand the Chinese words culture. There are two kinds of the Chinese word writing way today. One is the traditional Chinese, another one is the simplified Chinese. I just use my name. This is my name in English, Hermei Wang. This is my family name. That's my first name. But let's see how it's be writing down in China. In the simplified, my name is writing down this way. Wang means this word, very simple one. Hermit means this one. But let's see how it's writing down in the traditional. See, Wang is the same thing, but my first name is differences of the writing, if you notice. Yes, the traditional Chinese writing have more brushes than the simplified, and the simplified be just invented after 1950 and it be expanded to use in the mainland China. The traditional one now is mostly used in the Taiwan, Hong Kong, and even to the North America. But the bad thing for the traditional one is the character is not very easy to remember and very easy to write it down. The simplified one have an advantage than the traditional one is easy to be remembered and easy to be expanded to write it down. Let's see the other some sample. Let's see the dragon is a sample of the China. This is the way the dragon write it down in the simplified, but in the traditional, you see there's more brushes here. This one is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brushes you can finish, but in this one you need at least 16. This thing is called the dragon turtle, and you can always see this one in some Chinese takeout store, some Chinese buffet. It appears at the front desk. It is a thing that legendary creature in Chinese feng shui. It is that it will bring you a lot of money, a lot of good luck. So that's a favorite thing for Chinese people believe the feng shui. But how about I say one metal dragon turtle in Chinese, or write it down in Chinese? This is the way for you write it down in Chinese, one metal dragon turtle. But you see, if it is written down in the traditional way, wow, it have more brushes. So it's very hard to let you remember how to write it down, right? But to simplify, you can easily maybe practice several times. You can write it down and very literally. But to the traditional one, need more participation. I think a lot of people see this gentleman and his store in Manhattan, in Flushing, and the other board in over New York. They serving the Chinese dumpling, the Chinese bread, and everything the traditional thing. That's their brand. It is a logo. Maybe you think it is just kind of a decoration, but actually it is a Chinese word and it's pronounced like the biang. Okay, let me show you how it really look like. This is the word just looking like. A very complexity combination about a single Chinese word. Like this one means moon, this one means the horse. It have the 62 brushes. Wow, and they call it biang. And what's the biang really mean? Just a kind of food, noodle, Chinese noodle, biang. Okay, now we're talking about something about the oral Chinese, and because oral Chinese is our daily to use to communication, whatever in Chinese or English, I will putting this part into the daily communication we use to for we talking to our bus driver, talking to our customers. There are several words we need to know. First one is 您. 您 means you in English. And that's how it's pronounced in China. Maybe the English word you and you doesn't have a difference, but in the French, wo, that means wo in the French. It is how to write it down. And 您 is the most respectable way to say you in China. And you say 您, because this one always be used somebody maybe older than you, or maybe the VIP customer, in your group. This word is looking similarity like the 您. It spelled like it means Z in English, and that's the 你. The difference for we use these two words is this is how they write it down. 你, we can use this one to describe a person just the same age like us, or maybe the younger persons, the person younger than you. But if you cannot give to Chinese people, because Chinese people they concern this, so if somebody more older or they are very important in a group, you better use the word of 您 and 你. Sometimes we use just some people we know each other very well, but if somebody you are not know very well and you really want to show you respect to them, I suggest you use the 您 instead of 你. And this is another word be used very widely. That means please in English. It is called 请. 请, that's the pronoun 请. How is write it down? Like we say 请问, that means one question, please, 请. One question, 请问, that means 请问, one question. we always can say we start our conversation or dialogue. You say 请问 how old are you? 请问 excuse me, one question, how old are you? Like this sort of thing. Well, another thing I need to mention is about these sentences. It is have two kind of ways. Say 我怎么称呼你 and the most popular way 是 we say is 怎么称呼您呢 That's a very traditional Chinese way. The second one in the right line in Chinese is writing down this way. This is say how can you address you? Because Chinese people sometimes they feel a little bit sensitive for you. Directly you ask them what's your name. That's or you are a police or something, or so serious or customer officer. No, don't show them we are so cold faced. We want to show or warm-hearted and kind. So you can say 我怎么称呼你, or if you can pronounce more participate, you can say 怎么称呼您呢? That's another one, the most popular way for Chinese people use it. Or another way you want to say more noble, or want to say more let them feel you respected. You can say 请问您贵姓? May I know your name, please? This is another way, like you have a VIP in your customer or your team leader, you don't know his family name, you can use this way. But you know the English meaning, but you can say this way in the Chinese pronounce 请问你贵姓啊? This word means sentence 吃了吗您呢? Well, somebody directly translate into English means have you eaten yet? Well, normally I think this is a very weird way to start a conversation in English word. Nobody asks such kind of say have you eaten or something. But actually this word doesn't have any meaning, doesn't mean somebody eat or not. It is just a traditional Beijing Chinese to start conversation. Just like we say, what's up man? What's up man? You good? Oh, do good. Yeah, that's the same kind of meaning. But if you can say 吃了吗您? So pronounce 吃了吗您? They will say, oh, you really know Chinese. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. They normally will say, oh, I'm good. You don't need to care about what they answer for. This is just for greeting. You can use it after any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or maybe before your tour started, maybe the first time you meet your customer in their hotel, in their residence. But remember, only one time a day. Don't always ask them, and be warning. Don't say this kind of greeting after your customer use their bathroom. You know, it will be so embarrassment after if some customer have you eaten after somebody use the bathroom. What does that mean? Crazy? Okay, if you're meeting the Chinese bus driver, you can say the 司机师傅. Of course, 师傅 in Japanese say sensei. 师傅 means master or master, the kung fu master. But actually, here the 司机 is a driver. 司机师傅 means you're paid respected to say Mr. Driver instead of Mr. Thomas or Mr. Andy. Just to show you want to make a friendly relation with them. And this one I think is the most one we need to know. Tips, tips, something. 消费 tips, 小费 tips. Thank you, 谢谢你. 小费 tips, 谢谢你. Or you can just say thank you, 谢谢你. If something happen, some maybe delay or something happen, you can say 很抱歉, very sorry, 很抱歉. Here are some sentences we can use at the start of our everyday's, or maybe very start of our group tour or individual tours beginning. Like eventually in English, every time I did for my tours, I need to say, hello everyone, I'm your tour guide today. Let me introduce myself. My name is what. That's how it be say in the Chinese. 大家好 everybody, hello, 大家好. I'm your tour guide. 我做你们的导游 tour guide. 我 me working as your 导游. Let me introduce myself. 介绍 introduce 介绍一下 myself. This is called 自我介绍一下 Let me introduce my name. Introduce myself. My name is 我叫 My name is Herman Wang. My name is anyway. Yeah, this is just the start of our every group's conversation. Just let them know how to say that, what those sentences in English. I think maybe almost you finish your introductions, maybe you finish your tour, you want them to ask you a question, you will say, are there any questions? 你有问题吗？问题 question 问题 有问题吗？有问题吗？ If on the maybe very last of our tour we need to end it, we say thank you very much everyone. 非常感谢大家，非常感谢，非常 very 感谢 appreciate or thanks 大家 everyone here. Or maybe the welcome to come back 欢迎再来，欢迎 welcome means 欢迎，来 means come, again means 再，欢迎再来。Well, I think today is my introduction about the Chinese word culture and some Chinese sentences maybe everyone can be used in their tour. And if you have any further question, if you are interested in anything in Chinese culture, you can just leave me the message. And in the future, in the YouTube, I will making a series the channel for introduce more detail about this kind of knowledges. And thank you for listening today.